Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're seeing some crazy news that today, and this might be somewhat out of my usual realm of content, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it, or especially leave a like if you guys do, or comment down below. But right now, EA is, well, being sold. Now, as you guys probably know, EA's made some of the most, I'd probably say most wide-known games out there. Like, there's crazy games like Battlefield, Sims, and a plethora of other games that EA has made throughout the years. Even like Star Wars IPs, you can go and name it. Probably one of the most popular gaming companies out there. I mean, even bigger than Ubisoft, bigger than anything. To the point where it's like a $50 billion company. Now, don't forget, even Call of Duty, Activision themselves was only like a $69 billion deal. So EA themselves are very, very close. Like, this is one of the biggest gaming companies in the entire planet. And if not, honestly, maybe one of the biggest privately owned companies right now in terms of, like, potentially once the deal's all done. And this is why it's really big, because it seems like people are mad. People are all over the place. Like, I have an article here from the Jerusalem Post talking about the fact that EA has now been planning to sell for around $55 billion to Saudi investors. So we're going to get into this, talk about how this is going to affect gaming as a whole, but as well, kind of seems like things are ramping up once again on the acquisition front, which might mean that PlayStation, Xbox might be throwing some moolah around to see what happens. So subscribe if you guys are new, and let me your thoughts and comments down below. So if you guys missed it, EA, as I mentioned, this is a $50 billion company market cap right now. And it was actually trading kind of flat. It was actually down a little bit at 167 only a few days ago before last week's close. And ever since then, there's been crazy amounts of publications discussing that EA is announcing a $55 billion deal to go private. And right now, people are mad. That's how it is. Like, so you guys can see this massive spike on up. They're evaluating the company at $55 billion. It's currently around 50 as of so on the market. And typically there's a little bit of an arbitrage there because there's a chance it doesn't go through. So if for whatever reason, the deal, legislators, legal, kind of look how Xbox and Activision had to go through like multiple years to make sure it was fine. There actually might be some extra scrutiny too as well, because this is a Middle Eastern investment deal. And this is where people, like, it goes a lot of different directions. So first and foremost, people were kind of like, yo, this was actually also somewhat in regards to Trump. When it comes to this stuff, like, they've actually had people going confirming over here when it comes to like some of the president and like his like lower henchmen kind of over here have been thrown into this. So basically saying the constituum also includes U.S. investment firm Silver Lake and Affinity Partners, the Miami-based company founded by Jared Kushner, former White House advisor and son-in-law of President Donald Trump. Now, I don't try not to get too political on the channel itself, but I'm just trying to give you guys the news over here, where people in the general gaming sphere are concerned. Mainly because whenever companies get sold to private equity, or even at the same time too as well for the Middle East, which has been throwing money everywhere, there's just a lot of ethical concerns. Now, you guys can tell me your thoughts down below, but people are concerned about how they got that money. A lot of this is like oil money. People also, especially the women. Dude, the Sims girlies, bro, are upset. Upset. Like, if you are a Sims girl and you are your company you like, aka the Sims, is getting bought out by like the Middle Eastern like folks who typically don't, like, at least in their perspective, don't really like women. They're upset. Like, the Sims Twitter is on fire, bro. I saw a few of those tweets because I was just looking to the EA situation as a whole to see like the community reception from everyone. Bro, those girls are boycotting. Like, they're literally like, I will never buy another Sims game ever again. I will never even want to look at this. This company's dead to me. So like, people are upset. Like, you have something like the Trump affiliation. You have like outside foreign investors. People are saying this should always be an American-based company. At the end of the day, it's based in California. It's headquartered in California. It's an American company. It has 15,000 employees. So it's like all over the place. But as well, this also leads towards the concern. So people have their ethical concerns, but people also have the game concerns. Because typically private equity does something known as like enshitification, if you will, of a company. So let's go and say you have like a food chain you really like. And then they get this private equity buyout. They're like, hey, we'll go buy Applebee's. $15 billion. And everyone's like, yeah, that's awesome. Cool. We'll get money, get our paydays, like retire, whatever. And then the company itself will then basically, they're going to give you the lowest quality chicken, the lowest quality food. They basically try to cut back on renovating restaurants to try to recuperate that $15 billion. And sometimes they do. Sometimes they like buy for other reasons, like for land or other connections, subsidiaries. And that's what people are also concerned about. EA was actually somewhat doing good. It used to be like the laughing stock of the gaming world, and it kind of bounced back. Like, it wasn't like top tier, but it was all right. And they used to have games that were filled with microtransactions, DLCs, paid walls, and it was disgusting. I mean, even look at The Sims itself, like there's thousands of DLCs. And that's what they were known for. Now, instead, people are getting even more upset because people are calling this out, you know what I mean? Like EA Sports is in the Middle East. You know, like just people all over the place. Like, ha ha ha, this sucks. Saudis are buying up everything, which they've been really trying to invest their money into gaming. Esports, gaming events, making their own games, buying out these companies. That is really what the Saudis have been doing. They see profitability in like crypto, in gaming. And that's where they've been reinvesting because you can only have oil money for so long. Eventually, the oil does run out and you need to have other ways to make money as well. But look, people are even saying like this is going to go and reach even new levels of enshitification previously thought impossible. Future Middle East conflicts and battlefield games are going to be interesting, which does also take away sometimes the scarcity, which I don't always say that for war because, you know, whatever. But like the idea of, hey, like they are going to have actual control over prices, over game prices, over the community, and as well over everything. So something like a BioWare, like this is going to change up these games for sure. Like look, people are calling out no principles. Everything continues to get worse too as well. This is maybe some kid's birthday present from oil money. You know, on top of that, like this is crazy. And this is what people are worried about. Like literally everyone is calling out that this company is going to get even worse. Like even like Dead Space too on top of this. But look, even no matter what you say about EA, this is a really sad day. They own so many IPs that are now owned by the Saudis and Kushner. And just people are against this. Like what are EA's games? Like there's a lot I already mentioned, but let's try to see if there's like a proper list. Like even just looking through this, look at this. Like they have like, you know, Madden, they have NHL, you know, all these. They have Battlefield, Apex Legends, Need for Speed, The Sims, Plants vs Zombies, BioWare games, you know, all like, and there's even more. Like I mentioned, there was like Star Wars games out there too as well. Like there is just so many games. Dead Space, Mass Effect, if we didn't mention that, Command and Conquer, Medal of Honor, you know, Titanfall, though some of those more dormant, but still, pretty much every single sports game. And we also know that they put like billions of dollars into their own like FIFA leagues too as well over in the Middle East and like flying out players and giving people these insane contracts. And now they're doing it once again in gaming. They did it once again as well in esports. So everyone is just like, this is not a vibe. This is not cool for so many different reasons. Now, if you're a shareholder, you're probably happy. You know, you get an extra 15% around the day. Like, not that bad. I don't know. I mean, like even throughout the last 6 months, it's been a little bit of a pickup too. We had a little bit of a staller economy for the gaming sphere. Like you can kind of tell everything's been kind of like bumping a little, then went down, bumping a little, then went down. Or even look at, say, like Ubisoft. Ubisoft's not been doing good. Some companies like Take-Two, though, like they've been bumping. You look at them the last 6 months, 25%. People are getting hyped up for Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, like it's been doing great. But some companies like Ubisoft, you know, not doing so good. But either way, it's not a fun situation to be in. People don't like the fact that EA is just going to probably be horrible. Like, look at this. Like, it just, people, some saying it's exciting. Like, this is from the EA, though. Some of the articles, why is EA's $55 billion Saudi deal a head scratcher? You know, like, I don't know, man. I like the idea of the homegrown American-based company. That's why I have cucumbers here. I love some homemade cucumbers. But, like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, they were having these big outside companies investing so heavily in the American idea. And it stinks because, well, they may pay taxes or so. This is an American-based company. And I'm not the end-all be-all. I'll play a game not from America. I don't mind. That's fine. But it's still, I don't think the Saudis are really looking forward to providing this lovely, wholesome gaming experience, which is not microtransactions and not making back their $50 billion investment. And it does concern me a lot. Because if you're a big game company like EA, you do kind of set the pace. You know, if Battlefield has microtransactions everywhere, then guess what Call of Duty will do? And then all the other various FPS games will as well. And if certain games don't allow certain things or whatever it might be, then you're not going to get good games. Like the next Sims, guess what? It's probably going to be horrible. Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they're going to be more of a hands-off approach, which is the most ideal. But you never know. 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And or maybe they do good stuff for 2 years and eventually 4 or 5 months in or 5 years in, they decide to completely change it all up to you. So it's just not a good situation and I'm not happy about it. So leave me your thoughts and comments on all this down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to as well. Those notifications on. Of course, this is slightly out of the norm, so I probably won't expect that many more views, but thank you guys if you guys do watch it. And I appreciate y'all so much for existing in the first place.